I'm innocent. I didn't do it.
Okay.
I've maintained that the whole time.
The 30-year-old Deborah DeLone Redden was presented in court before Judge Mary Kay Holthus for an attempted battery case. Deborah, who had allegedly attacked a person with a baseball bat, brought with him a rich criminal record of 3 prior felonies and 9 misdemeanor convictions, primarily for violent offenses. On top of his criminal background, Deborah was also diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, but was deemed competent to stand trial. Judge Mary Kay asked Deborah if he would like to say anything before the sentencing.
Mr. Redden, is there anything you want to say on your own behalf before I pronounce sentence?
Deborah seized the moment, pleading with the judge for leniency, to which the judge pointed out his criminal history.
So basically, I would like to tell the courts, based on my criminal history, I feel that, I shouldn't be, sent to prison for a second time.
Have you looked at your criminal history? Have you looked at your criminal history?
I actually just, I looked at it.
I mean, you lived it, I suppose.
I just looked at it,
Yeah.
And,
3 felonies, a gross, 9 misdemeanors, multiple DVs. Got a lot going on, sir.
yeah, I just figured,
Battery on a protected person, robberies, attempt home invasion. Go ahead, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just...
I just figured,
Deborah seemed taken back by the judge's stern response, but managed to keep his composure, insisting that he was in a better mental state now.
I'm in a better place in my mind, in my mental health. I have a support system. The reason behind every single domestic violence, I've been dealing with mental health, and I didn't know that I was dealing with mental health. I feel like I shouldn't be sent to prison, but if it's appropriate for you, then you have to do what you have to do. But I figured that if I'm in a better place in my life, I'm not doing drugs, I'm not out there committing crimes now, and I feel like I should be given a shot because I'm in a better place than I was.
Thank you.
Deborah's lawyer joined the plea, requesting a lenient sentence. Judge Mary listened patiently, but remained firm in her stance. Little did she know, that was going to be a big mistake.
Appreciate that, but I think it's time that you get the taste of something else because I just can't let that straight.
In a shocking outburst, Deborah loudly cursed, leaping over the bench and tackling Judge Mary Kay. The impact sent her crashing against the wall, leaving everyone in stunned disbelief. Chaos erupted as Deborah was wrestled off of the judge by her law clerk, Michael Lasso, and several court officers, and the scene quickly turned physical.
Stop. Don't do this. Hey, where's Mary Kay? Is she okay?
After Deborah was removed, Judge Mary was taken to safety and given immediate medical attention.
Hey, it's time to go.
The judge suffered minor injuries along with a clerk who suffered cuts on his hands. However, the courtroom deputy suffered a gash on his head, as well as a dislocated shoulder, and had to be hospitalized. Deborah was later sentenced to 19 to 48 months in prison for his initial conviction on January 8, 2024. However, he faced 13 new charges stemming from the attack, including coercion with force, intimidation of a public officer, extortion, and multiple counts of battery on a protected person. Our next case is one of a kind, where the defendant himself sentenced him to life in prison. In 2019, Christopher McNabb, a 28-year-old father, was facing multiple charges, including malice murder, aggravated battery, and first-degree cruelty to children, along with the mother, who was facing charges of second-degree murder. The case began on the 7th of October 2017, when Chris McNabb and Courtney Bell, the mother, reported their 14-month-old daughter, Kayla McNabb, missing. The next day, a search led authorities to a devastating discovery. The infant's corpse was found in the woods inside a backpack near the trailer park. The baby had suffered severe trauma.
Order from juvenile court for simple battery from November of 1999.
During the sentencing hearing, McNabb maintained that he was innocent with a snappy demeanor.
We'll talk about the sentencing and all of that. That was the only thing you wanted to tell the court?
I mean, I haven't heard anything about a sentence. I was just
Sentence
commenting on that. I
for the
understand that.
charges. And I just wanted to know if you had anything you wanted to say to the court.
I mean, I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say, but I'm not going to be able to say half of it.
I don't know, because I don't know what you're going to say.
I'm innocent. I didn't do it.
Okay.
I've maintained that the whole time. I feel like there was things that were allowed to be said that should have never been allowed to be said. It didn't have nothing whatsoever to do with the case and what was being said. Just because somebody has domestic abuse issues with their spouse doesn't mean that they would put their hands on their kids.
McNabb struggled to present a good argument for his innocence, citing past abuse as a mitigating factor.
Which has also been pretty much proved that I've never touched my kids in any harmful manner whatsoever. I've never harmed my kids. I didn't even hear anything that said that I had done anything to her in front of the kids. So that doesn't make sense either. And, you know, just to let the record show that I don't think I ever put my hands on her in front of those kids. And I just don't feel like just because somebody has domestic issues with the female in their life that they love, that they were just able to just say, oh, he don't love you and all that stuff just in front of everybody or whatever, which doesn't matter. But I just don't understand how you find somebody guilty of doing something to a 15-day-old baby, because there was no evidence whatsoever that proved anything about me putting my hands on my kids. I've never done it. I never would. I don't believe in it. I was beat as a child, and I don't agree with it at all. And I would never do it. I would never do this. That's all I got to say. I would never do it. I'm innocent.
The judge seemed done with the trial and asked McNabb one simple question.
Well, I can make a lot of comments on what you said. I can make a lot of comments on the trial, but I know that was just be arguing with you or talking with you. I'll ask you one simple question. You claim you're innocent, so you tell me what sentence the man or woman that you claim did this should receive.
McNabb was not ready for that question, but answered that they should get the maximum sentence, inevitably sealing his own fate.
If you ever find out who did them, they deserve to be under the jail.
Okay, so they ought to get the maximum sentence.
Most definitely.
Okay.
The judge sentenced McNabb to life in confinement without parole. McNabb stood in front of the judge, baffled by the verdict, yet his snappy attitude persisted.
On the crime of malice murder, I sentence you to life in confinement without parole. On concealing the death of another, I sentence you to 10 years in confinement, consecutive or after. Count one. Do you understand each of your sentences?
Yes, sir.
I want to advise you that you have 30 days after today to file a notice of appeal
It'll be filed.
on this case. I'm going to instruct Mr. Carter on behalf of you to file a motion for new trial to make sure your rights are protected. If you wish to allege that Mr. Carter did not do an effective job, then we'll bring in another attorney to handle the appeal so that issue can be raised, and that's fine with Mr. Carter. He takes no offense.
I think he did an incredible job.
That's fine. I'm just indicating to you.
Today, Chris McNabb is serving his prison sentence at the Georgia Diagnostic and Classification State Prison in Jackson, Georgia. And finally, we come to the Geauga County Courthouse in Chardon, Ohio, where a school shooter made a shocking and disturbing display of defiance. On the morning of February 27, 2012, 17-year-old TJ Lane opened fire inside the cafeteria at Chardon High School. The shooting resulted in the death of 3 students and 3 others wounded. His actions sent shockwaves in the community, as he was swiftly apprehended and charged with 3 counts of aggravated murder, 2 counts of attempted aggravated murder, and 1 count of felonious assault. But what is truly shocking is his behavior during the sentencing hearing. As Lane entered the courtroom, he slowly took off his dress shirt, revealing something that sent everyone in the courtroom into shock. The word "killer" was written on his shirt.
All rise. The Geauga County Court of Common Pleas is now in session. The Honorable David L. Fury presiding.
Please be seated. This is the case of the State of Ohio against Thomas M. Lane, case 12C58. Here this morning, on behalf of the State of Ohio, is Prosecutor James Flays. Mr. Flays, could you please introduce your table?
Thank you, Your Honor. To my left is Nicholas Burling, Geauga County Assistant Prosecutor, Mark Bartolotta, Geauga County Assistant Prosecutor, and from the Lake County Prosecutor.
Lane was seen smiling and even laughing as the victims shared their heart-wrenching testimonies.
I hate you for the pain you have caused, Nick. You chased him down the hall and fired the last bullet that paralyzed him. You're lucky I have to read this because I'd be staring at you the whole time. Why? Why did you do it? Why? Nick is a very kind and loving. Why would you want to hurt him? You don't know kind. You're evil. I will have to eventually forgive you. Otherwise, you will haunt me. You will never, ever be in my thoughts after this. Never.
I obey the law. That's why I'm standing here, a free person. Something you will never be. I hope you have a cold, rough, unkind, harsh prison life with monsters like yourself. I want you to endure years and years of pain and abuse, which is, in my opinion, not harsh enough. If I had my choice, you would die an extremely slow, torturous death. You don't deserve to take another breath while my 16-year-old son Danny lies in the cold ground because of your disgusting, selfish, and cowardly actions.
Adding to the outrage, Lane directly addressed the victims' families with a statement so vile it horrified everyone in the courtroom, including his own lawyer.
Saying to pull the trigger that killed your son, you know, masturbates to you, not right. Love you.
All right. That's all your client has to say, Mr. Frieden.
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge David Fury, who presided over the case, condemned Lane's behavior, but TJ did nothing but smirk as the judge stated the horrors of his crime.
First, the defendant's conduct was without any provocation. Second, it was extreme. He was relentless in his shooting. He repeatedly fired his gun at these victims in sequence, moving in the position to better the aim. He inflicted extreme injury, and he kept shooting, emptying the magazine that was in the gun of all 10 of its shells.
His smirk never left his face, even as he was handcuffed and taken out of the court.
Further, please remain seated until you're individually discharged by the bailiff. You are adjourned.
TJ Lane was given 3 consecutive life sentences. He's currently serving his sentence at the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility in Lucasville, Ohio. This high-security prison is where he was transferred to after he escaped from Allen Oakwood Correctional Institution in 2014. As seen in this video, Craziest Moments of All Time, these moments are extremely unsettling and disturbing. We hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories like this one. If you have any stories or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.